If it's not, I've got a microphone today, which I was sadly needing yesterday. I'm discovering that broadcasting live while roaming is more challenging than Verizon company gave me to believe. So anyway, I'm probably doing something wrong. Anyway, good to be back. And I've loved doing these broadcasts the last couple of days. It's really put me in the mood to crank it up again. And that's probably going to happen. Sorry about that last video that I played so many bad notes. Professionally known as clinkers. I need to brush up on that A whistle a little bit. Anyway, here I am at a what can I say? Lovely, beautiful, beautiful little English town. And it's actually gray and dreary, which has its own special charm. You know, great, as an artist, don't be thinking that every painting has to be, you know, sunshine and roses. It doesn't. There's a lot of beauty in effect. You know, many of my most favorite, by the way, pina colada, got to be one of the most amazing things God ever invented. Yes, I do need an international roaming account. $10 a day, not bad, but it's gimpy. It just doesn't seem to be working real well. So anyway, I'm going straight off my phone here. No fancy camera or anything. You can tell by how crude it is. All right, well, let me look around for a minute. I've got my pad with a border on it, and I haven't even decided what I'm going to draw yet. But I'll point at what I'm pointing at. I'm looking at this wonderful, again, Tudor style or half beam classic English construction. That's what I'm looking at, so it would be looking up in that direction. But let's go ahead and turn you around and let you watch my paper. Whoops, turn you around again. Let you watch my paper while I start to draw. I've really enjoyed the little sketches I've done the last couple of days. In fact, let me take just a second and show those to you. Wasting your time and mine. By the way, I don't have a lot of time. I've got to get back to the train station pretty quick today. So, okay, so this is the first day, Windsor Castle, and I like where I'm going. You can see here that I was using whiteout, old-fashioned, you know, secretary tool whiteout pen, which I love this thing. By the way, if you ever want to use a whiteout pen, yeah, I found some nice stores and, well, mostly some nice restaurants and coffee shops. Anyway, this is a great thing. The bad part about it, and I didn't realize how I did this indoors at night under incandescent lighting, and it looked great. But when I bring it out here in the ultraviolet sunlight, it clearly shows up as a different color. Now, that's not a huge problem. It just means I need to take that into account as I finish it. So that was the first day. That's Windsor. Here is the second day in Chippenham, probably. And then some drawing lessons. And then this was yesterday, and this one is not quite as finished. This is in Castle Combe, Combe. If you want to, I took 100 pictures, and it's a absolute, you know, I mean, it's hard to believe it's real. It looks a little bit like I just stepped into the Disney set for Beauty and the Beast. You know, I mean, it's that magical. It's amazing. Anyway, that was yesterday in my yesterday's lesson about drawing straight lines. Okay, now today. I'm going to start. Yeah, I am going to do. Okay, just barely going off the top of the page, right? You know that rule, right? If you want a building, if you're doing a painting or drawing of a building, and you want it to look like the building is tall or high, you make it go outside the frame, outside the canvas, off the paper, or in this case, outside the frame. Got it? Please hang out. Good. I got company. Got live company. I'm doing a live broadcast.
Oh, fantastic. So
yeah.
I went intrude.
No problem. We like intruders. Doing this building right here.
How long have you been in Salisbury for?
How long am I going to do this?
I've been in Salisbury.
Oh, half a day.
Well, welcome to England, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
If you haven't checked it out, there's some incredible museums around, like
Oh,
cathedral. They
okay,
got the
good.
Rifles Museum.
Excellent.
That's
Thank
really
you.
good. And one of the old school British PMs got a house there. With a great gallery.
Fantastic.
Gallery 21's really good as well.
Thank you.
Wow. You know
Appreciate it. Thank
I'm
you.
cool, by the
And
way.
I appreciate the invitation very
Where are
much.
you from?
That means a lot. North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
And-
North
yeah.
Carolina. So
Yeah.
I've probably got friends in North Carolina.
You
But
probably
we
do.
go from internet names.
Yeah, yeah.
Gaming names.
That's right. That's
Most of my
right.
clan members
Exactly.
are
Thank you,
USA.
sir. Appreciate it. I really do. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
How long will it take? So I make
I'll probably do about 15 minutes,
Let me go
20
get a
minutes.
drink and I'll
Yeah,
come
yeah.
back.
There you go.
Thanks so much.
Yep. Oh, isn't that great? I love it. I mean, come on. Friendliness never goes out of style, does it? Friendliness just never is inappropriate. Okay, I'll tell you a little story. For those of you who watched my latest video, which was a little whistle in Salisbury Cathedral. When I walked up to that doorway, I don't know, whatever you call it, archway there. The best way I can describe this is, forgive me, but don't be offended, but just take it as a literary. Yeah, there was a demon-possessed young man sitting there for quite a while. And I don't even want to get into theological tit for tat. But oh yeah. It took a lot of nerve for me to walk up there, and I chatted with him briefly. So he was talking to himself incessantly. As somebody said, he was arguing with himself and losing the argument. Oh, and he was mad. Oh my goodness, he was mad, and he just rattled on and on. No, okay. To tell you the truth, besides demon possessed, he was probably high on something, and I'm not enough of a drug expert to know exactly what it was he was high on, but he was clearly high on something. Anyway, I pulled up my whistle and I asked him for permission there. I said, "Okay, if I play?" And he would interrupt his soliloquy and answer my question, then go back to his raving. And anyway, I had to play. I thought I'd wear him out a lot quicker than I did. My goodness, he had real stick-to-itiveness. And yeah, thank you, Uncle. That's right. He was channeling some of the ghosts. He was indeed. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I played for a good 10 minutes at least before his ghost finally got tired of the fight and left. Anyway, I only tell you that by no means not to make fun of him. It was a real groaner. It was sad. It just like he was clearly a street person and clearly out of his mind. And the point is, it took me quite a while for my flute to drive him out of there. Love conquers all, or something like that, is what I'm supposed to say next. Anyway, here's the truth. 90% of you watching this would never have had the nerve to approach this guy, because nobody else was. He was flat scary. I mean, he was very, very, very scary looking. And I took my flute and my heart in my hands. Okay, want to know a little trick? I just added that little chimney with the chimney pots there. It's actually not there. See, right. There's a little weather vane there, but there's no chimney. But doggone it, I says to myself, there really should be a chimney right there. All right, so this is clearly an extreme up angle at Old English houses. And also the windows over here are actually, the facade of this building is modern. Here, I'll show it to you. And as is the case with most things modern, ugly as a 3-day-old farthing. Ugly as sin. Ugly. So I'm going to change it. We're going to put windows with mullions in them. Mullions. That's not the name of a ghost. That's the name of these little sticks. And let me see what. Yeah, and then some kind of probably, I don't know, some kind of siding. Not American siding for sure, but maybe a shingle of some kind. There we go. That'll do. All right, now let's throw down a little bit of values so I can kind of tell where the dark stuff is supposed to go. So I've had fun the last couple days, especially the last 2 days, doing this technique, which you've seen. By the way, I post most of these sketches. I post them. I think you know this. If you subscribe to my channel, you get a notification when I post a community. Strange name on YouTube, but what it means is I've posted a still image on my YouTube channel, and you can see these sketches. So I've really had fun. Basically, the technique has been, and I don't remember ever doing this exact technique before. The technique has been fat pencil, blender, then pen and ink, and then erasers, a kneaded eraser and one of these handy dandy little, yeah. Yes, I absolutely plan on haunting the streets of North Carolina. You can count on it. Come looking for me. Lift the table. And I'll come and I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, fall. All you got to do is call and I'll come running. Thank you, Carole King. All right, so messy, right? Messy. Or if you're French, it's merci. I did the first one. Messy. No, I'm saying messy. Like that soccer player. And I can still kind of barely see where my lines were. And okay, yeah, I'll do a little bit of erasing next with the big fat eraser. Here's a lesson hard learned by most art students, art wannabes, art beginners. Forgive me. Early journey. There's the term I want to use. Early journey artist. Hello. Somebody says hello, and I say hello back. Whoops. Hang on just a second. I just messed up my picture. There we go. No, I did not find any nice art stores in almost lost sound there, but I had to take the sound out because my battery was running low. All right, the hard lesson hard to learn for beginners, which is the magic of soft edges. The magic of soft edges. Most of us, myself absolutely included, most of us, when we begin our art journey, we come out of the chute raring to go, wanting to use, I missed a tool here, wanting to use nice, sharp implements like this. Now, I love my mechanical pencil. I really do. Never need sharpening, you know. But that's sort of like a specialty use. So the fat pencil, which makes fat lines, especially when you hold it side saddle, and the kneaded eraser, both of those make soft edges. And the magic most of the time is in the soft edges, not the hard ones. Another way to say that, most of the time, the magic, quote unquote, the real magic is in the big shapes, not the little ones. Woo. Like, you know that old saying, it applies to a lot of stuff. The devil's in the details, right? You know that? Well, that could be a problem. That could be problematic when it comes to visual art. Because to a very real extent, the devil is not in the details, so to speak. That is to say, the salient point, the key issues, the important marks are not the teeny tiny bitty ones, but the great big ones. All right, let me try to draw more drawing, less talking. Yesterday, I already talked a couple times on this trip about the beauty and the value of expressive lines, or beautiful lines. One thing I failed to add, especially yesterday when I was in Castle Combe doing that beautiful sketch. I mean, the sketch in the beautiful village is what I really want to say, not a beautiful sketch. But I talked about the art of drawing beautiful, interesting lines. I should have said that the ability to draw good lines comes with practice. It is, in fact, very much a skill. Skill is something that you have primarily in your hands. Okay, smartness is something you have in your head, but skill is a tactile hand thing. And making beautiful, or better word would be interesting, making interesting marks is in fact a skill. It comes with practice. But if you want to be a better artist, at least it helps to know, oh, that's what I should be aiming for. I do think, I don't talk about this very often, glad to do so. I do think that one of the distinct advantages that I had as a child, as a young person, growing up when it comes to the desire to be an artist, is that my dad was a very, very good painter. It wasn't his profession, but he was very skilled. It was just a hobby. The result of that was, as a child, as a little kid, and he had a very good hand, the kind of skill I'm talking about right now, the ability to make pleasant marks or interesting marks. He had that ability. In fact, I think I was in my mid-30s as an artist, and I'd been working as a full-time artist for several years by then, an illustrator, before my hand caught up to his. Know what I mean? I'd been through college as an art major, been working as an illustrator for many years before I think my marks began to catch up to the skill that he had. I'm not talking about drawing skill or realism. I'm talking about the ability and the discernment to make interesting marks. One of the ways I like to describe this process, the next time I teach a painting class, I don't know when that will, well, I actually do. I'm teaching a painting class, in 3 weeks, for wedding painters. So if you're a wedding painter, it's not too late to sign up. But the next time I teach a painting class, I'm going to describe the mark-making process as a kind of game playing. Part of the reasons some of you aren't better artists than you are is because you're working too hard at it, and rather than working at it, you should be playing at it. So here's one of the very specific games that you should be playing if you want to be a painter. The game is, you have an object that you want to render, that you want to paint. You're trying to make a quasi-realistic replica of some subject, something. A great part of your thinking process as you begin to consider how to render the subject you're looking at. A great part of that process should be a game. Imagine yourself having fun, scratching your chin, so to speak, looking at your brushes and your canvases and asking yourself, What's the most interesting thing I could do with my brush, palette knife, rag, fingers, whatever? What's the most interesting thing I could do to accurately render this object? Does that make sense? And it should be, I think you should consider it literally a game activity. Now that's very, very different. I happen to know. I've taught a lot of art students. That is very, very different from how most art students tackle the problem. Well, most art students, they want to render, say, the mast on a sailboat, right? They want to paint, let's just imagine you're painting a sailboat, and it's come time to paint the mast. Most early art journey people, they simply pick up a brush and go, whoop, and paint the mast. And most of the time, it was a dreadful mistake because they didn't play the game. They didn't think. They didn't think creatively. They didn't think out of the box. They didn't cogitate. They didn't muse like, wow, what could I do? What could I do? What could I do to make this mark, to make an interesting mark that more or less represents the mast on this sailboat. Does that make sense? Anyway, and that's very similar to what I'm doing also when I'm drawing. I'm asking myself, what kind of interesting mark can I make, should I make, could I make in an effort to render, every single piece of this lovely medieval house. I don't really know how old it is, but I've been to England before. A couple hundred years, probably. And once again, as I said yesterday, the nature, the very nature, feeling, mood, atmosphere of the lines that I make is actually more important. I would use the word paramount over their realism. Realism is pretty important. I hope you can tell that by looking at my drawings, right? I want people to be able to tell what it is. But realism, per se, takes a back seat to the nature, the mood, the essence of the marks themselves.
I don't want to interrupt your live stream again.
Right. How long have I been going? Were you gone 15 minutes?
So I left at about 4:30 something. It's 4:48. Even still, that's amazing.
Getting there, eh?
Wow, it's incredible.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah. See, I can't do like picture. I'm more abstract, mixed media stuff.
Are you?
Yeah. So, funny enough, I have a piece on me now.
Do you really?
Oh, sure. It's in the US. If you want to have a look after.
No kidding. Yeah. I do abstract as well.
I can show you this if you want to take
a moment. Absolutely. So what is your job?
Well, I spent, prior to COVID, I actually worked for a company that had offices in Boston doing Alaska and Arctic cruise specialism.
Oh, no kidding.
And I spent a week, a week in Great Bay National Park, and a month, to be fair, Pacific Northwest in Canada.
Whoa, really? Oh my
goodness. Since COVID, I've kind of reinvented myself.
Yeah.
And I use my creative outlets. So it's mixed media, subliminal.
Wow.
But no, this piece it's been about a month ongoing. As you can see, it does have a US flag there.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like a prayer for the Ukraine.
Yeah.
I can show you if you like.
Yeah.
So I can tell you this piece of cloth here.
Yeah.
So that was a.
Here, do you mind if I show you on the put you on the camera?
Ahead,
all right. So here's my friend I'm talking to.
Cool. So this piece.
Yeah.
So this flag was a flag just down the road from Leighton House, which is where the British Army officers train. Where they go for sort of selection and like the recruits it's kind of officer selection.
And it's a Ukrainian flag.
It's a Ukrainian
clearly,
flag.
yeah.
So this is an American flag because I have lots of friends in the States. And we're all for the same cause.
Yeah.
But the piece itself, so the burnt edges here are burnt in Salisbury Cathedral.
Really?
That aged effect.
Yeah.
But the actual paper it's used on is it's 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 a target. I don't know if you've ever seen the military targets.
Yeah, yeah.
But this.
Oh, it's an
gentleman,
old target. Yeah.
He did have a rifle at one point, and it was a target, and I've kind of reinvented it.
Cool.
But it's been a process over the last 6 months.
Really?
So I've added to it loads of times.
You work on it a little here, a little there, eh?
Yeah. At one point, it had a Magic the Gathering card on there, which said Holy, because I called it Holy Warrior, so I do have faith.
Cool. Cool.
yeah.
Wow. Very
But
good.
It's been on a bit of a journey. So I left it in the Rifles Museum for a week after I took it around Salisbury Cathedral. I used video and photography and I had it all documented. But I have so much content. It's almost like where do I
Yeah,
start?
yeah. Where to start? What's your name?
It's Paul.
What is it?
Paul.
Paul.
Yeah.
I'm Dan.
Oh, you say Dale.
Dan.
Dan. Oh, Dan the man.
Dan. Hello.
That's a typical nickname, Dan the man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But
Very
no, I
cool,
think
Paul.
I've actually done some work at the American Museum in Bath as well.
No kidding.
It's almost a bit like a treasure hunt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think it might go.
Bless
there.
you. Good, good, good.
They have at the moment in Bath, the American Museum. They have a Lego.
Oh yeah. Okay.
A Lego kind of.
Yeah, yeah,
What is it?
yeah.
It's in one of their kind of office bits, but I may leave it in amongst the Lego because I also have a Lego telescope that I made. I might slide it into, and then just plant it on top of a building and be like, here's a flag, a prayer for the Ukraine.
Good for you. Good
US,
for you.
UK,
I agree
Europe,
with. I agree with
we're
your
all
prayer.
on the same cause.
Good, 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 good. Thank you, Paul.
I want to learn how to fold this. in like the,
That's right. The American
right way, the triangle.
beats me.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm sure you better find it on YouTube. But I'd like to maybe do a video where I fold it the right way.
Yeah, there you go.
For the time being, it just gets wrapped up.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Paul. Delightful.
But no,
Bless you.
I'm not going to give you my personal details or my Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. No
They
problem.
might catch up with me.
No.
I'm not Banksy, by the way.
Yeah, you're not. Oh, darn it.
I'm not part of the
Oh,
group.
oh, that's too bad.
Because we all know it's more than one person.
Delightful. Delightful. Thank you.
Do you have an Instagram or anything I can follow?
Yes. Dan Nelson
This
Art.
needs to be done a little bit more
Instagram. Dan Nelson Art.
professional.
I think. Or Dan. Wait. No. Daniel. No. I get them all mixed up. Daniel Nelson Art. Instagram.
If I follow you, you'll have access to my private
Yeah. Yeah.
Instagram. There's some stuff on there, but at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moment, I'm not doing anything in terms of like public.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I love bumping into my North American friends. I feel I am.
What fun. Good. Good.
I
Good.
am born in the Mid-Atlantic
Yeah. Yeah.
because I was an online nerd, and my first clan I spent most of my teenage years with were serving and retired or injured.
Wow.
Vets.
No kidding.
I've always felt drawn.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I always feel like I was a European, accidentally born in America. Actually born in Canada. So.
We'll cut from the same cloth.
That's
same
right.
But,
Thank
same
you,
but
Paul.
different.
That's
Same but
right. That's
different.
right. Bless you. Real
Bless you
treat
too,
to
my
meet
friend.
you.
God bless.
Thank you.
It has been an absolute pleasure. And before
Yeah.
I go, I have to, because I have a terrible memory. I'm neurodivergent. Short-term memory.
I took
terrible.
all my business cards. That was a mistake. Oh wait. No, I didn't. Here we go. There we go.
That's perfect.
There you go.
I love a
Excellent.
business card.
Excellent.
I'll stick it there with my Joker card. Which is actually Swindon Town Football Club. And do you know what their hooligan firm is?
Who?
They all have hooligan firms. The SAS. Swindon Active Service.
Really?
Yeah. But they're good
Very
guys.
cool. Very cool.
Especially nowadays, they just arrange their fun.
Very cool. Thank you. You've given me a very positive impression of Salisbury and UK.
Especially
appreciate
a
it.
subversive guy
That's
that
right.
looks like a gangster.
Yeah.
But I'm not really. I just like black. Pleasure.
Likewise.
And this is
Likewise.
fucking incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
But you've been the highlight of my day.
Thank you. Appreciate it,
God
Paul.
bless.
You too. Thank you. is that great or what? Is that great or what? Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So that's really as far as I should go today because I need to go catch a train. It's been fun fun having you. Let me turn this around just for a minute so some of you can see. Who's this guy that's talking? It's me. Oh, look at there's another beautiful house behind me. Darn, there's beautiful stuff every direction you look. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll look forward to checking your comments. Bye-bye.